Hotelier on the Grill.
Good morning, I'm Stuart J. Raj and this is Hotelier on the Grill, and I'm here sitting with Mr. Maikhao Boele, who is the General Manager at the Maikhao Dream Resort and Spa at Natai in Phuket. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Thank you for being part of this. Before we get into the interview, could you just very briefly tell us a bit about yourself? Not too much, we'll get into that into the interview.
Just wanted to say, how far back should I go? But let it say that way. Cut it long and short in one sentence. I came 1982 for the first time to Thailand. My uncle emigrated 40 years ago, and I spent all my university holidays here, and that sort of primed me to come back and work here. And here I am, and now since 10 years again, because I worked on and off in Thailand for consulting companies and privately as well as general manager in hotels. I decided to make Thailand my life and live here until God knows when, and not going back to Europe. And now I'm followed my old trade, hotels, and I'm here again in the hotel trade, and managed over the last 10 years about 8 hotels.
Fantastic. So question number one then, we'll jump straight in. Where did you first cut your teeth?
At home. No, my family's in restaurants and hotels, and I grew up in it. And like when I was 10 years old, come home from school, kitchen. So I learned it from the backside and worked my way up. And then I rebelled against it, left it, following my dream to become a jet pilot, which then was cut short. And I found my way back again into the hotel trade, which I passionately love and live.
Wow. So question number two, when was your first big break?
My first big break, I had several big breaks, but I can remember when I was working in Closters for Abercrombie in Kent, and we did ski villas for, I should say, the upper 2% from England.
Right.
My guests were Lord and Lady so-and-so, I still cannot name, because what you've seen and heard is confidential. And we had, in the summer period, we had Saga holidays, very affluent pensioners, for walking holidays there. And I achieved, unbeknown to me, until later I'm working for Saga Holidays, the highest award for Saga from out of 450 hotels, the highest food award and the highest accommodation satisfaction of the customers. That was my big first break, 91.
1991. And so now you're here in Phuket, this beautiful property. Looking at your career, question number three, why were you able to make it to where you are now, where perhaps others have failed or not being able to make it like this?
I never give up. I'm thriving by challenges. So if anybody says there's even an egg on, oh, you cannot do that, I'll make sure I can do it. It's my personal determination. And with determination in Thailand, a lot of patience comes as well. Because in Thailand, you cannot be like in Europe with a head through the wall. Here you have to give every people about not only 1 chance, 2 chance, up to 3 chance to get things for the ball rolling.
So it sounds like you've had some interesting experience. It fits with question number 4. Could you tell us about your darkest moment?
I have one darkest moment, but I cannot present it here. I have a second darkest moment, and I cannot name the hotel. I can only say...
You can tell us the moment.
I can tell you the moment. The moment is I was pre-opening general manager for a 5-star boutique hotel on an island, not to be told. And the completion of the building work tracked on, and then what could go wrong went wrong. And one particular thing was, it was at the time where the floods in Bangkok were. Our furniture was produced in Bangkok, and thanks God that factory put already, when they had the flood, part of our furniture which was done, they put it on the first floor. So we had to hire boats to get it from the factory to the road onto the lorries to the port where you set off for the island. At the same time, we also got our crockery and our cutlery and everything else from China came at the same time. And I said, use 2 transport boats. But then again, somebody saved money, put everything on one. And then that was 4 weeks before opening. 20 minutes before the island, the boat sank.
What? So well, I think that's a good time to come in with question 5 then. How did you get through it? What did you do?
I'm an avid diver as well. I clubbed all my friends from the diving schools on that island together, and we salvaged about 80% from the crockery again.
You went diving and got them
Yes.
from the bottom of the
Yes.
ocean.
Yes. That was my darkest moment, and that was fun as well. But I'll tell you one thing, getting everything else, because all the furniture was drifted away and sunk, and you could not repair it. It was wood, and these woven seats, that all dissolved. So we had to have a quick order again to get it in. But we opened just on time.
That's dedication, diving for a sunken ship of cargo. Question number 6 then. What drives you?
What drives you? It's myself. They say I'm never can stop. I need to do something. If I don't do anything, I get bored. And determination. I'm always, let's say, as I said earlier, challenges. I need something to crack, or like a puzzle or whatever. I'm going at it, hammer on tongs.
Right. So question number 7 then. Long experience that you've had here. Do you have a mentor? And if so, who and why?
My mentor is, when I grew up, is my godfather, who is in restaurant business as well, and he's a 2 Michelin star chef. He actually taught me cooking. And throughout the years, he was always at the end of a phone call, what do I do in this situation if I couldn't fathom it myself or fix it myself? But he always came up with good advice, and he's now 78.
Right.
And he's retired, but has said, and that's what I do myself in this business, you never learn everything. You keep learning and teaching, keep learning and teaching. And that's what he does. And about, I think, 10 years ago, he found the internet. And he, being an avid chef, he's writing now a food column about culinary experiences in Germany. So he's still carrying on researching, creating new recipes. He's the same like me. If I stop, I die. So
Right.
you always have to.
So you're a chef too. You learn from him.
I'm a chef as well now.
Yeah.
And I think when I traveled around the world for Saga Holidays, fixing hotels or say the no to them, all the general managers I found, the best ones, who were the ones who grew up in the hotel, were either F&B or kitchen, and they have a grasp of what's going on the back of house. Because when I see all this new generation general managers, and I think a few will hate me now, is they come from university and then they go in a big chain and they do a 4-year management trainee program, and after that they end up in middle management. And what did they train? Sales and marketing and accounts, room division. That's all. They don't know the rest. And if there's a detailed problem, they have to ask the head of departments, and they not know all. And then after 4 years, they're general manager. And I know quite a few who sit in these big palaces of hotel and struggling to cope.
Right.
It's that way.
So question number 8 then. Could you tell us of an experience in your career that's really made you proud?
There's several, like surviving that opening on that island. That was made me proud that we still got it on the show, let the show going on. And but there's several openings. When I open a hotel, that's my goal. You start with nothing, you recruit, you plan, you make the budget, and then when you see it all coming together, that's your reward. That is my sort of best moments. When you can sometimes give a pat on your shoulder yourself. Well done, we survived it, or we did it in time.
Right.
Which in Thailand is always a problem. I think of the hotels I opened in Thailand from scratch, building and whatever, only one was on time. And that was probably a day, we can call that on time.
Right.
Others 1 month, 2 months, and even longer.
So question number 9. What's the best advice that you could give somebody looking to be a successful GM?
With my motto, never give up. Because at the beginning, at the ladder of your career, most people shy away because of the hard work it involves, and the remuneration is not in line with the job you have to do. I can remember when I did my second degree, when I was a mature student in England, and I studied hotel catering and institutional management. My fellow students, they were 19, 20, 21, and that university, Nottingham Trent University, does a good program. You have 1 day a week, always practical, which means the whole team goes into a hotel or into a kitchen and takes over or assists the hotel in the daily operation. And then a lot of people started seeing, you start at 7 o'clock in the morning and you're still there at 7 o'clock in the evening. They started to realize it's too much hard work. And from 134 we started, 45 graduated.
Wow.
the rest went off or changed the studies. Some went into law studies. I don't know why, from hotel catering into law. But then again, in this business, you have to have several hats on. You have to be a psychiatrist, lawyer, agony aunt. Everything comes together. But my advice is never give up, because you reach then sort of middle of your career. Everybody looks for money,
Right.
comes going. But at the same time, stress comes as well.
So question number 10 then. On the flip side, what's something that hotel GMs shouldn't get wrong?
Shouldn't get wrong. Never underestimate your staff. You always come in as a GM, or if you started, you have to gain the respect, not demand the respect. You have to earn it, and then you can work on a level which makes the operation much seeming less. Sorry, my English is going at the minute. Operating with the staff. I have two ways: the human way, treating everybody as an adult, and then it's the carrot and stick. As simple as that.
Okay, so question number 11. If you weren't in the hotel industry, what's your ideal alternate career?
I have several, or had, which got cut short. My dream to become a jet pilot.
And that was in the Air Force.
That was in the Air Force, and my eyesight was the biggest failure. So I had 0.5 dioptrine, and then the flight surgeon general said no, because at that time you had to have 20/20 visions.
Right.
Second career, and first and only, hotel business. But parallel to that, I'm an avid musician, and I could easily think, but I'm not too old for it, rock star.
Right. So jet pilot / hotel GM / rock star.
Yeah.
It sounds like a balanced career.
Very balanced.
That's fantastic. They're the hotel-oriented questions. We have one last question here. Question number 12. What's one app in this technological age that you find yourself using, or you would like to mention to our audience?
Because since I'm a slave to my smartphone, WhatsApp, Line, communication-based, it's my favorite app.
Yeah. And you use those for work as well, or just...
For work, like within our work, we have several levels of blogs or communication circles, like the general managers direct to the MD, and then general managers to HOD level. We use it quite often. It's the cheapest way of communicating within, because we have everywhere Wi-Fi, so it's a good.
So you'd set up the groups with the different people,
Yes,
and you can...
And we also use WhatsApp for our local customers.
Right.
Like we have a special event in the hotel, and I have a big list on my WhatsApp circle. I just sent out, this weekend we have, for example, the Great Escape from Phuket. And you get, I'm coming, come in, book me a room. It all comes via WhatsApp, so it's a very useful tool to
that's an interesting use of technology to
yes.
communicate with the guests. Well, thank you very, very much, Mr. Michael Boele.
You are one of the persons who can pronounce it proper, because they say Boele. Nobody can, and the Thais cannot pronounce it at all. Right. So thank you very much for getting my name right.
Well, thank you, and thank you very much for your hospitality down here. It's a wonderful property, and it's been a dream to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hotelier on the Grill.